begin by just resting back into the support of the earth this morning. Sliding a bolster under your knees or thighs to support your lumbar spine and sacrum as you let your body stretch out and rest into the support of the earth. Letting that blanket support the neutral, balanced, resting position for your neck and head. Just taking a moment or two, good morning, love, to make any adjustments for your comfort and ease this morning as you come into the sacred space of your somatic practice. Our soma is our living, breathing body as we experience and perceive from within. As you begin to settle, I invite you to soften your gaze or gently close your eyes and begin that journey inward. Coming home to your body, your breath, your heart this morning. As your awareness begins to ride on the wave of your breath, flowing in and out, you feel for the movement of that breath, where you feel expansion towards the support below you. Feeling that through the back of your ribs, shoulders, or along your spine. Observing the qualities of your breath, if it's smooth or bumpy, shallow or deep, long or short. Begin to bring your awareness to all the parts of your body that are making contact with support. Maybe starting at the back of your head, feeling the outline, the border, the imprint through your neck and shoulders. Sensing any differences from right to left in the weight, outline, or perception. Your two shoulders side by side, the resting position of your arms. The outline and impression of your whole torso, feeling where the weight rests heavier and lighter. Areas that are raised away from support or resting more firmly. into support. Bringing this inquisitive awareness into the back of your hips and pelvis. The whole length of your legs. Feeling the weight of your heels if they're making contact, or sensing where they float away from the floor. Allow that awareness to broaden, to include your global outline, your global imprint on the earth this morning. Viewing through the lens of your senses the form that your body makes as an impression or pattern on the earth. Begin to scan the interior space of your body. Maybe there are areas that feel chilled, areas that feel warm. Sensations of tingling or numbness. What sensations are most present? Guiding your awareness back to that place where your head rests on your blanket. Begin to gently nod your head in a relaxed yes-like motion. Just allowing a gentle nod, movement of your neck and head without muscular effort. Where is the suppleness that allows for a gentle glide of your head in a nod? You feel the gliding along the support below you. You feel the sensation of the muscle and the fascia through your neck and skull. Is the range more free from the tip or the tuck of your nod? Let your head settle back to where you feel balanced and neutral, neither tipped or tucked. Begin to slowly roll your head in the same relaxed way from right to left. Going just where it feels easy and effortless. Feel what range is available. Feel how your head traces a pattern along the space below you. Is it a straight line or an arc? Are your eyes moving with your head? Does it feel more available to roll one way or the other? And once again, settling back to that place of balance, neither tipped or tucked or turned. And this time, invite a gentle tip of your head back, pressing a bit more firmly towards the blanket. Feel the generation of that movement in the muscles in the back of your neck. And slowly and gradually release, tracking the full range of movement back to relaxation. And take a moment to rest. Now as you inhale, gently tip your head and feel for the contraction. And as you exhale, slowly release to return to rest. As you inhale, tipping your head, invite your shoulder blades to squeeze up and in towards the back of your head. Feeling the top of your shoulders and the back of your neck. And as you exhale, release to the back of your neck, top of your shoulders, and feel into that space of stillness and resolve that you return to. Finding this twice more in your own time, with the relaxed rhythm of your own breath, letting your head tip and your shoulders shrug, and slowly releasing. Notice if you're picking your head up to tip or doing anything extra. See where you might decrease any effort. And just find an easeful tip and shrug as you inhale. And feel the unraveling, the undoing of that activation as you release with your exhale. Returning to that space of resolve and rest. Let your witness awareness take that journey throughout your interior and just observe what you feel awakening, lighting up, turning on. Roll your head halfway to the right. And gently tip your head back and feel how the base of your skull is moving towards your left shoulder blade. And then slide your left shoulder blade up towards the back of your head. Untip your head, release your shoulder, and let your head roll and resolve back to the middle. Rolling halfway to your right. As you tip your head back, shrug your left shoulder blade, and feel that diagonal line of muscle fiber and tissue shortening. And as you release, you might imagine or feel into that diagonal as you lengthen and resolve back to rest. This time, tip your head back and shrug your left shoulder blade and let your head just naturally turn to the right, organically. And as you untip your head and unshrug your shoulder, let your head soften and settle back towards the center. Allow for this moment of rest and awareness. Notice if any areas in your neck, your head, or your shoulders are becoming illuminated within your sensory field of perception. Roll your head halfway to your left. You feel the base of your skull as you tip your head, moving towards your right shoulder blade. And slide your right shoulder blade up towards where you're tipping. Feel them hug towards each other and slowly release. You track the untipping of your head the unshrugging of your shoulder, and feel the connection between the two as your head resolves to the center. Rolling halfway to your left. Tip and shrug your right shoulder blade. And slowly release and resolve. This time, as you tip your head and shrug your right shoulder blade, let your head gently turn to the left, just allowing and unwind. Untip, unshrug, and return to center. As you take a moment to rest, allow your breath to recalibrate. Any point that a sigh or a hum wants to release as part of that reset. Feel that settling and assimilation. Let your arms rest heavy by your side. Let your right arm roll like a rolling pin, loose and relaxed, towards the center of your body, so your knuckles curl towards your midline. And feel how that spiral connects in your shoulder, and let your shoulder curl up. Where does your head want to go? And can you feel the engagement in your chest? Slowly releasing through your chest. If it's jerky on the way down, take your time. Let your brain have the opportunity to regain that agency and connection. Spiraling your arm, curling your shoulder up. Let your head go cockeyed to the right. A little turn, a little tip, a little tuck. Can that just happen? And as you release your shoulder, let your arm unfurl, let your head resolve. We'll play with some different directions of that anterior movement in your shoulder. As you spiral your arm inward and curl your shoulder, can you aim it towards your left front hip and feel that diagonal and more compression in your ribs? And as you lower your shoulder, can you track that pattern like a slow motion reverse as you unfurl? Spiraling your arm, coil your right shoulder towards your left shoulder. Feel that movement up and across, and the compression along your sternum, and slowly release. In these movements, the most important part is the slow, connected release. Smoothing out staccato, and remaining in control through the whole range into that melting point. This time, as you spiral your arm and lift your shoulder, just notice what direction is it going? What else is activating? And track that same pathway into unwinding. Take a moment to feel that arrival into this new recalibrated rest. Now this next movement will quickly engage and quickly release, turning on the opposite muscle group. Just feeling a balance in relationship and ability for these complementary opposites to relax and to light up when needed. Gently tuck your right shoulder blade down into the floor and let your arm Yawn open and as you take a moment to rest, bring that inquisitive awareness to the feeling of the movement of breath from right to left. Feeling of wholeness or volume from right to left through your upper back, shoulders, chest and arm. And just note with a novel noticing what's new. What do you notice? And finding that same spiral pathway of your left arm, begin to roll towards your body till your shoulder curls up. Let your head go cockeyed to the left. And slowly release. You track the return of your shoulder blade to the floor and the unfurling of your arm. And where is that melting point? Inhale as you spiral to curl. Pause to feel. And exhale, slowly release. This time, as you spiral to curl, aim towards your right shoulder blade. And feel that horizontal movement and tension across your chest. And slowly release. Feel how you're opening your chest by addressing the tension that is accumulated there, rather than activating in your back to try to open your chest. As you roll in and curl, aim towards your right hip, and you feel that diagonal rotational movement. And unwind in that slow motion reverse. Track the pathway. Have fun with it. Feel the magic as you drop into the minutia. And as you find this once more, just let your shoulder curl up and notice if it has a pattern that it goes naturally. And release out, resolve, and rest. Find a yawn-like squeeze of your left shoulder blade towards the floor. Let your arms spin open in the opposite spiral. And slowly let it go. As you take a moment to rest, you might bring that novel noticing to the areas where your breath moves towards the support below you. You might sense a greater widening of your torso as you breathe, or spaciousness through your chest and shoulders. And this time, spiral both arms together, curling both shoulders as though they could kiss towards your breastbone. And as you release, can your two shoulder blades touch down at the same time, or does one want to raise the other to the floor? And you let your arms unfurl and track that journey. Inhale as you spiral and curl. Feel the hug across your chest. Let your head tip back. And slowly release. And resolve. Once more, inhaling to spiral and coil. Feel for that yummy yawn-like sensation. Let your head tip and slowly unwind. Let yourself settle. And again, feeling for that yummy yawn or cat-like stretch. Squeeze your two shoulder blades towards the floor. Let your two arms spiral open. Ooh. And relax. Take a moment to rest. Scan your body. Notice what you notice. Notice the feeling of your shoulder blades on the floor. The broadening and narrowing of your torso as you breathe. And you breathe into the space of your heart. And listen for a response. And you feel how there's movement in your sternum and your collarbone. And as you're ready, begin to bend your knees, using your feet to slide your bolster off to one side. Bring the soles of your feet to the earth, knees facing the ceiling. Let your arms rest wherever they feel most comfortable and supported. And as you tune back into your breath, begin to gently direct the intention of your breath to flow low and slow into your belly, side and back ribs, up into your chest and shoulders. Without efforting or forcing this breath, just feel how your intention and loving direction can create the possibility of your breath to flow low and slow, wide and spacious. Feel how your belly rises towards the ceiling and ribs expand wide. And everything returns as you empty back to your center point. Now as you inhale low and slow, start to roll your pelvis towards your heels, rolling towards your tailbone. Feel your low back engage and arch away from the floor. And as you exhale, release your low back and feel for that balanced position in your pelvis. So not tucking or engaging your belly to release that movement, but consciously disengaging your back, which took you into that movement. Inhale as you arch and feel how the contraction of your back gives you even more space in your belly. And as you exhale and release, let the tissues in your back soften. Find this 5 more times with your breath. And as you flow, allow for the journey along your sushumna, your central channel, your spine, to be supple and relaxed, and feel into where your head and neck organically connect with this movement from your root. Can you feel how the earthward movement of your tail can glide your chin towards your heart as something you allow to happen rather than something you have to make happen? You could imagine as you breathe in that it's a waterfall flowing all the way down into your pelvis. Your pelvis is like a pitcher pouring that water towards the floor. As you complete the one you're on, take a moment to rest. Observe your native cellular breath with wonder and novel noticing. Notice the qualities of your natural breath and observe any changes. And let that in-breath drop into you. And as you exhale, gently engage your pelvic floor and abdomen, rocking your pelvis under. Let your low back press and hollow towards the floor. As you inhale, can you release your belly and find a balanced pelvis without arching or engaging your back? Exhale, engaging your abdomen. Feel that gentle lift from your root. The complementary opposition of your low back tissues releasing. And then feel for that balance. And as you flow through 5 more, your own relaxed and rhythmic time. Notice how your head and neck might move if allowed to organically connect with this posterior tuck of your pelvis. Does your head feel fixed and disconnected? And can you feel how this headward direction of your pubic bone creates slack through your neck, allowing for a little tip of your head back? As you complete the one you're on, feel into that space and return to a new recalibrated rest. Feel how your body naturally wants to sip in a little more air and let out a little more air. Now we'll flow comfortably with our breath, inhaling to arch and exhaling. First release the arch and flatten, tucking under. Inhale, release your belly, engage your back, roll into the arch. Exhale, release your back, engage your belly, feel the flatten. And as you flow with your breath, can you feel how this rocking in your pelvis connects to that spontaneous organic nodding in your neck and head? Notice if there's a direction where contraction or movement feels most natural, familiar, or easeful. You might notice that the journey out of that direction has a little more speed bumps or tacky points. This is because our central nervous system learns that a certain level of tension or motor output in certain muscles and tissues is normal. And we lose the agency or voluntary control over these muscles, giving us full capability to relax when we're relaxed. And by doing these movements slowly, focusing on contracting consciously, we bring the movement to the higher functions of our brain, our sensory motor cortex. And by releasing consciously and slowly, we allow the higher functions to reclaim that agency, to remember what's been forgotten, to unlearn what's been learned, and to learn perhaps a more efficient and easeful way. As you complete the cycle you're on, feel where you might settle and reclaim a new experience of relaxation and balance. Feel free to stretch out your legs for a moment. Notice as your legs stretch out, as your pelvis want to reflexively revert into an anterior pelvic tilt, or stay short and tight and pulled in. Where do you feel your breath? Allow your awareness once again to ride on the wave of your breath. Flowing in, flowing out. Feel the sensation and the organic, spontaneous movement as you breathe. Feel into where that oscillating mother wave of breath expands towards the earth below you. You feel the suppleness in your ribs, your shoulders are long. Your spinal pearls. Bring awareness to all the parts of your body that are making contact with support. Okay, relax and leisurely stroll through the neighborhood of your soma sensations. What nuances call you in for a closer look or feel? Does the neighborhood of the right side of your body feel the same as that of your left? Are differences that you're aware of. You feel your global outline and impression, seeing through the lens of your senses, the pattern that you make or would make on a soft bed of sand. Are there any noticeable differences that you can identify? Just taking the time to yield into our sensation supports the learning of new movement potential. The sensing and moving are two equal parts of the same.